Good morning. Today is May 15th, 2020, and I'm just here to show you I'm picking some bell peppers, first bell peppers, yes, out of my garden. Okay, so we have two peppers right here. So I'm going to pick, here's two right here, so I'm going to pick this one off. Okay, so I have two on this tree. And this is a cocoa tree, which is a food like Irish potato. And I'm going to stand back so you can see the corns, how beautiful they're coming up. I pruned the bottom part of them, so I took the leaves off the bottom part of the corns. So, yeah, when you prune things, I realize that all the nutrients go to where it's supposed to go, which is actually in the food that you're going to eat when you prune the bottom leaves off. So, this is cassava. I have a lot of these around the yard. It's also a food like Irish potato, but it's kind of gummy. So it tastes better than Irish potatoes. And this is the first batch of watermelon trees that I had back in January. So I reaped 14 watermelons off of this tree. The biggest one was 28 pounds. I did not video it when I was cutting them, but they were all sweet. And I shared with my neighbors. So this is the second batch coming up. So what I did is prune the old leaves and pull some of the roots out. That was just pure trash. So this is the second batch, but all I have on here is 3. But I do have new ones, which I planted right where the other ones were. So not all of them came up, so I have to put some more seeds down, hopefully today or tomorrow. Because sometimes when you plant 20 seeds, you may only get 8 or 10 out of it. So it's just the way it goes. But I need at least 20 seeds to come up in here to reap what I reaped last time. And my pineapples are coming up great. I had started off with about 15 pineapple trees, and now I have about 6. Because not all of them caught. And I also have some watermelon over here. So these are coming up nicely, but I had to put baking soda and sea salt around the rocks because we have this bullfrogs. Bullfrogs love watermelon leaves. So I saw one in my onion. They damaged the onions that were coming up. They ruined it. And this right here is gungo peas, which you guys call chickpeas in America. So I have quite a bit of these coming up. And you guys call it squash, we call it pumpkin in Jamaica. So it's not the pumpkin like what you have for Halloween over there. This is a big squash. I used to buy it from Myers to go into the soup. So, into the chicken soup. So I planted a lot of these also, and only 7 came up. But it's okay, because pumpkin run real big. And this is red peas. Kidney red beans. So it's only 1 corn over here. Well, it's 4 in the one hole. So, and this is sorrel. Auntie Kay and Grandma used to make sorrel. Well, Auntie Kay still does it. But sorrel, I plant a lot of these as well, but only these came up. And I don't have any more sorrel seeds, but we'll see what comes about these. And this is Jamaican sweet potato. I didn't want it all. I don't want certain things all over the garden. So I did 4 or 6, but when it runs, I believe they told me that you get like 5 to 10 out of each one when it's time for it to reap. So that's why I didn't plant a lot of pumpkin or a lot of sweet potato, because it runs everywhere. This is a Jamaican apple tree. It's coming up nicely. We got a little rain this morning when I got up around 2 o'clock, so that was good. Another apple tree. This is soursop. I used to buy soursop at Randazzle in the box. Soursop juice. So if you guys want to know what it is, just go to Randazzle and get it's called concentrated soursop. S-O-U-R-S-O-P. Okay, so it started off as a seed. And, you know, these are all bananas and plantains. And this is yam. This is all white yam. Grandma used to cook yellow yam. So what the guy did when he planted, he put like 15 in one hill, because it has to be on a hill. Then you got to put sticks in here because it runs up a stick. So everything is coming up nicely. My thing now, my goal now is to plant as much as I can. That's why I want 20 watermelons on one side and 20 watermelons on the other side. And I want all of them to come up at the same time so I can not just share with my neighbors, but I'll be able to make a little profit off of it. And these are, I plant 9 mango trees all over the place. So these are my garlic. I put 14 garlic in here. And from my understanding, garlic takes 10 months to a year before you're able to reap it. This is papaya tree. I had a lot of them, but the frogs and caterpillars keep eating them, so I kept this one, but I'm pruning it. That's why it looks like this. When you prune things, it forces it to blossom. A mango tree is here. It hasn't came up yet. Different flavor mangoes. Mango tree is here, but Daddy have mango tree. You can see mangoes on it. It's a lot of mangoes on it. They have 2 of them. So I thank God for those 2 big mango trees that bears mangoes every year. And this is how the inside of here look. This one is about to shoot. That plantain tree right there. It's about to shoot plantains. So this is beetroot over here and scallions. See, my scallions and onions are coming up great. So that's awesome. But the beetroot hasn't started. I did some beetroot before and I put too many seeds in one hole and they were just sogging, so I pull them all out because you can't transplant them. And this is Irish potatoes. So far I have 6 coming up, and these are from the peelings. I plant them back in March. I put the peelings under the earth and put 8 inches of dirt on top, and you have to cover it with mulch. So we'll see how this is going. I have 4 Irish in here. Nothing is sprouting yet. Now look at the grapevine. The grapevine was pretty much dead when I first got it. I don't know if you remember the first video. So what I've been doing, I pruned it. And I mean, I put all kind of compost in here. What I do, look at it. It's beautiful. It's about to start running. And this is another yam tree from a peeling from last year. I didn't even know it was here. And here's some more yam. I didn't know these were here either. Now this is mint. This is the mint. I broke it off my neighbor's tree and I took all the dead leaves off, and now it caught because now we have leaves on it. And this is the old callaloo bed. I've had callaloo off of here 4 times already. So I plant more callaloo seeds. Now this is lemon, actual lemon. I had to take it out of the dirt and put them back in containers and put the deer mesh over it because worms is eating it up, tearing it up. So I cover it with deer mesh. So these 3 are lemon. These, I'm catching these 3 lime trees so I can share it with my neighbors. I looked on YouTube how to do it. These are sweet orange, and these are sweet orange. So I'm keeping these here until they get big because that's how the farmers do it that I've been following on YouTube. And here's another yam from the peeling from last year. Oh. It's beautiful. The coconut is gorgeous. This is how you grow coconut. So I do the gully every 14 days. And what I do when I do the gully is I add my compost. And I'm going to show you what the compost is. Everything I peel, everything, all my peelings, I cut it up small because I don't have a blender. So how the farmers do it, they blend it. And then, so this is the compost. So what's in here is the coal dust dirt, the chicken manure, which is dried and trashy, and the food. Everything all the peelings from your fruits and your vegetables, I put it all in here. But I cut it up real small, and then I use the cutlass, and I stir it around. But actually, on YouTube, they use a big drum, and they put everything in the drum, and you have to wet it. You have to wet it like every 5 days. You have to let the water fill all the way to the brim so it can get soggy and rotten. So you have to keep it covered because it smells. So what I do is I add the compost, in the grape. I add it to my coconut. I haven't added it to the new mangoes yet or anything else. But everything I plant, I did add the compost in it before I plant the seed. And then I plant the seed on top of the compost, and then I put the coal dust dirt on top. And I got 2 buckets of sand from my neighbor's house across the street and put with the coconut. And what else did I put sand in? Oh, it says to put sand in your onions when you plant onions. So this is the frog ruined the other ones. So this is another batch of onions that should be coming up in about 2 weeks. So, and this is kneesberry. I don't know if Jonas remember kneesberry, but this is a kneesberry tree. You have to germinate everything. I realize that now. So what I do, I germinate all my seeds first before I put them in the dirt. This was a mango tree that was coming up, and the stupid frog that I caught the other day in the in the onion bed, the frog ate off all the leaf. So this is another Jamaican apple. This is another mango tree, Julie mango. So I have 2 good trees coming up. This is a Julie mango. So in here, the frog came in here as well. I showed you this earlier. But what I did is the deer mesh. I don't know if you can see the mesh from far back. But I had to cover this with deer mesh and put the rocks on top of it and put baking soda and sea salt. I actually ruined some of them before I did the deer mesh because I was sprinkling the salt and baking soda all over the place. And it turned them soggy. They turned to like water. So I planted these 4 that you see coming up here. It was actually 10 I planted, but that's all came up. So we'll see how it goes. But this is the garden. It is actually beautiful though. And hopefully I figure by the end of the year, by August, September, because watermelons take 90 days. So by August, I'll be able to, see how things go and probably make a profit off of what I'm planting. I don't know yet how things are going to go, but it seems like everything grows here. So everything grows well on this land. So this is the other side, and look at this lemon. Look at this lime tree. Look how huge it is compared to when I first did the very first video. It is huge, and the limes, I have about 100 limes on here. I mean, I'm waiting on them to get real big because they do get big and yellow. So they're not ready yet. Yep. All right, guys, have a wonderful day, and I love all of you very much. Bye.